provocative, inspiring program that is aimed at equipping the man, challenging the man, and encouraging the man to offer credible family leadership for national transformation. And today in the studio with me to have this important conversation is my brother, is my friend, he's a great leader, he's a family man, COLLIN, BABIRUKAMU. So you're very welcome, my brother.
Thank you so much, Samuel.
How are you doing?
Excited to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, I'm doing super, I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. I am well, thank you.
That sounds like the COLLIN I know.
I am well, thank you.
Good to see you. How's your family?
My family is well,
Yes.
and they send their love and regards. I told them I had to be here, hopefully to inspire
Yes.
a man out there, and they send their love and regards. They're
I
doing very
believe it will happen because you are a
Amen.
man of inspiration.
Amen,
Of
amen.
recent,
By the grace of God.
about a day or so ago, I was trying to look around for where I could find you online. And I found you in some places. And one of the things that I loved was that I came across many different photos, many different pictures of you, your wife, your family, children out there playing with the donkeys. Sunsets and sunrises.
I think I know where that is, yeah.
And I saw how you were all around your wife and she was all around you, and I said, yeah, we are hosting the right gentleman tomorrow.
By the grace of God.
So who is COLLIN? Tell us.
Thank you, and thank you Samuel, first of all, for inviting me here and finding me worthy of being part of your premier show here. My name is COLLIN Mugasha Babirukamu, and first of all, I'm a father of 4 children, but a husband to one dear wife called Dr. Estella.
You know, somebody was going to introduce himself the way you are doing it, and then instead of saying I'm a husband of 1 and a father of 3, he said I'm a husband of 3, I'm a husband of 3 and a father of 1.
No, luckily it is 1 wife, and I thank God for 16 years, by the way.
Wow.
We're making 17 years this year. I have 4 children, Abigail, Nisi, Shama, and Ahanga, the little young man who's 3 years old.
Yes.
So it's by the grace of God that I am here. I am also, I'm an IT guy, as they say.
Yeah.
I work for the government and I lead the IT government digitization agenda. My job is to ensure that citizens get convenient and customer-friendly services, public services, using ICT solutions. So I work for the National IT Authority as a director, a director there. But I'm also a leader in my local community church called All Saints Chapel, Weza, and I'm extremely proud about that small community where I lead in different facets. And but I'm also a board member in a couple of organizations, including Family TV, and I'm glad to be in Family TV, in the church house, and just proud to be a part of the bigger, wider community.
Awesome. Great. It's good to know you. It's good to have met you a number of years ago when we met, and the things we have always talked about. I know we share many things at heart. Concerning family, concerning marriage, concerning leadership, concerning boy-child mentorship, concerning digitization of things, automation of processes. We share a lot of things, and for me, it's my pleasure to be with you this evening as we equip the man who is there, as we encourage the man, as we hopefully inspire the man to strengthen your own family leadership abilities so that we together can cause national transformation. We together can cause a new Africa. Very passionate about Africa. Changing the narrative.
I feel it in you. I can see it.
Yes, and ensuring that we have beautiful African possibilities put out there into the world. So today we are here to talk about the power of a well-led family. The power of a well-led family. So let's begin from the basics. Because sometimes we assume that we are on the same page on different things, when in actual sense sometimes we are not. So look at those words, the power of a well-led family. Let's begin from these basics. To you, what is a family?
Great. Family, that's a good one. I remember in our primary school, they always say that a family is the smallest unit
of the society.
You could also say it's the smallest unit of the nation. So if you want to change a nation, change the family.
That's a quotable quote.
If you want to change the society, start with the family.
Yeah.
So the family for me is really that small unit of a nation, of a society.
Yes.
But also the family could also be described from a dictionary term that says that you are descendants of the same ancestor. So as long as you are descendants of the same ancestor, you are actually family.
Yes.
And you could be descendants of the same God, and you are family.
Yes.
Descendants of the same biological ancestor, and of course you are family. But also the Bible, and allow me to quote the Bible, it's in Genesis 2:24. It reminds us that a man shall leave his father and mother, and they shall be joined
to his wife,
and they shall become
one.
And that one is marriage, but also definition in many ways of a family. So you could say Adam and Eve were a great example of a family for us in the Bible.
Okay.
A man, a woman.
Yes.
So parenting has to go with the family, and then there must be, of course, children in a sense to make that social circle complete.
Okay. A man and a woman.
Yeah. And
coming
hopefully
together in a union, and hopefully children. And that's where I was going.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be, but hopefully.
Oh yeah. If I do not have children, but I have a wife,
you have a family.
We have a family.
Genesis 24 talks about a man leaving his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and they become one.
Yes.
For me, that is a family.
Okay.
If you have the blessings of offspring and children, hallelujah.
Colin, I'm going to push you a little bit on the wall concerning what you've just said.
Okay.
For the sake of our viewers, you said a man and a woman coming together. Let me ask quite a redundant question in my view. Redundant because of the environment we are in. What do you mean by a man and what do you mean by a woman?
Now, oh my God, that sounds like a biology question.
I'm telling you.
But really, you must be created as a man. You must be created as a man. And it is not the new age definition.
That's why I'm asking.
Yes, but I think I hear you and I know where you're going. And I think it's important that we clarify that it is not Adam and Steve coming together.
Adam and Eve.
But Adam and Eve.
So when you have Adam, don't add Steve.
Don't add Steve.
Let's have some Eve.
Let's talk about Eve. And the biology is also very clear. Don't try to be clever with the biology. The biology is clear. It defines a man. It defines a woman. And the features are clear. And when they come together,
they produce children. They have the capability for reproduction, for multiplication of the human race.
Which is biblical.
There we go. So family, we have that now. You said a very powerful statement that if you want to change a nation, start with the family. Let me tell you, that's why we have this show. That's why we have this show, ladies and gentlemen who are watching us this wonderful day. That if you want to change any community, begin with the family. Because whatever happens at the family level will happen at the national level, at the community level. I always say that family is the foundational institute for leadership development. And this show is the inspired family leader for that purpose. Equipping the man, equipping you, the family leader, to be able to strengthen your capabilities to offer guidance and direction for your family, so that once that happens at the family level, the nation is catered for. What do you mean when you say leader? What is leadership to you?
Leadership. I think leadership has had many definitions, many academic and many, individual contexts and perspective. But allow me to use one definition, and I would say that this is, let me say, leadership. And I know that you're really the expert on this, and you need to expound on it greater. But from my perspective, it is really the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to inspire and guide followers or members of an organization. So the word inspire, and I like the way, when I think of inspire nowadays, I think of Samuel BAKUTANA.
Thank God.
Hallelujah. So a leader must inspire, a leader must guide, because people want to see where to go, but they also want to be inspired. But there must be followers. I think if there are no followers, you cannot say you are leading.
John C. Maxwell says, if you claim to be leading, yet no one is following, you are basically taking a walk.
You want to walk in the path alone.
Exactly.
No, you must have followers. You must have people who are looking up to you. You must have people who are inspired by you. You must have people who are looking up to for guidance from you. And then you can say, you are now a leader.
So, putting this into the context of family,
Yes.
then serious issues start to come.
Yes.
Is a follower basically the one who institutionally has been told to be under me, like it is, you find you are head of department,
Yes.
you know, you are a director at NITA, and then there are some people who are in that department, and because you are in the position of leadership, they are called your followers.
Yes.
But when you come to the family,
Yes.
is that something that augurs well with us? Must people, first of all, be in agreement with my leadership to be called my followers, or as long as they find themselves under me in one way or the other, they must be followers?
That's a good one. I think, first of all, you came from the context of the workplace.
Yes.
And it's true that in the workplace, you may have two types of people. You may have managers,
Yes.
but sometimes we're often looking for leaders.
Yes.
Because you notice that managers are day-to-day operational. They just want to get the results done.
The word is operational.
Operational.
Day to day.
Day-to-day.
Yes.
They are mundane.
Yes.
They are trying to get the daily working. They don't have to inspire you.
Yes.
They don't have to guide you. They can actually push you to get the work done. But I think today we're talking about leaders.
Yes.
Somebody must be inspired. You don't have to even force them to become a follower.
Yes.
They just sense that you are taking them somewhere.
Yes.
You are guiding them. They are inspired, and there's a natural following because of the way you present yourself.
Yes.
The way you manage those who are under your care. Because leaders in many ways are really, they have people under their care.
Yeah.
And those people are waiting. Where do we go?
Yes.
Remember the shepherd and the sheep in the Bible? You know, the sheep just follow and they say, we are following Jesus. Whatever he says,
They know
I
his
want
voice.
to hear his voice.
Yes.
When his voice says, rise up, they rise up.
Yes.
Because they are inspired. They know that that's the
Like
leader.
the shepherd.
I believe that in a family, there needs to be leadership. Not necessarily management. And I've realized in a family setting, and I think let's come down to it, that men have been ordained by our faith and by the Bible to be the heads of the home.
Yes.
And I believe when they say that you will be the head of the household, it wasn't that you'll be the manager, but you'll be the leader.
The leader.
You will be the one above the shoulders from which everybody will follow.
Above the shoulders,
Yes.
not necessarily above everyone else.
But above the shoulders, yes.
Okay.
And in a sense, you really, and I think it could be semantics, but you're really, men must know their place.
Yes.
They have been ordained by God to lead the family.
Yes.
I have seen men tell me, but Colin, we have a family altar. I talk about family altars and living in family altars.
Okay, maybe this is one of the things we'll talk about
Exactly.
in future.
Yes. One of the it is one of the things that demonstrate your leadership.
Yes.
Can you call people together
And they come.
and call them to the point of prayer, because prayer is at the center of any successful family. Maybe we'll talk about that later. Now, when you call them in, as some men will say, but my wife is better at this than me, so I have delegated leadership in that area.
Good leadership is about delegation too.
That sounds like management now.
I think
but
there should be a difference between delegation and abdication. I think many times when we say we are delegating, we are just we are simply sending away responsibility.
Okay, I think that's a better way to put it.
Yes.
Yes.
Many times we claim to be delegating,
But
but actually we are relegating the responsibility.
Yeah.
So
Which is actually the wrong way, and I think you're right.
Absolutely, yes.
So to delegation in that sense will actually be a good thing. If your wife, for instance, or the children have special gifts, you allow them to step up. But it still starts and ends with you, like every leader.
Okay.
You convene, you take good care, you remain in charge.
Yes.
Of that. And so I must say again, leadership in the family context is relevant. We need to have leadership, and that comes down to men.
To the men.
Men must lead,
Okay.
and they must be followers.
Yes.
We cannot begin to say things that we cannot back up with our own actions. We must inspire our children, inspire our wife. By the way, one of the followers is the wife, by the way.
Of course.
Whenever the wife has left being a follower and she's moved past, there's a problem with your leadership. She must be inspired. She must trust your leadership, trust your guidance, trust your inspiration to go forward. So this talk is about men, actually.
It is, definitely.
It's
about
about
leadership.
It is about men.
Indeed,
Amen.
indeed. So now that we have looked at what a family is,
Yes.
we have looked at what a leader is, what leadership is. I want us to join the two. So in brief, what would you say family leadership really is?
So family leadership, I think, if I put it bluntly,
Yes.
is a man taking his place. Really bluntly.
You see, this is an assumption that he knows his place.
Yes.
If you, let's just use a simple analogy of a room.
Yes.
So you have a room,
Yes.
and we are saying there are places. So when you say family leadership is about you,
Yes.
Colin,
Yes.
taking your place,
Yes.
you are assuming I know my corner in the room. And probably that's why we are here this
I think that's why we're
today.
here. That's why we're here.
Family leadership.
Yes. Yes.
So now, what happens when a family is being led well? In other words, the power of a well-led family. What happens if a family is being led very well?
I think when a family is led very well,
Yes.
the fruits are clear. The output is clear. The offspring shows. And this is demonstrated, by the way, by just the way the followers conduct themselves.
Okay.
And of course, I think we're using followers, but we're talking about, if it's a family, we're talking about children.
So maybe
Yes.
for the coming minutes, for the
Yes.
next remaining minutes,
Yes.
let's now hit it on the head.
Yes.
Let's say children.
Yes.
Let's say wife.
I
Let's
think
say
so.
man.
I think
So that there is clarity on the program.
Yes, yes. And I think that's the point. That we can see a well-led family. And I must admit that it's a process. It is not, it's something that we all aspire to. I don't think coming here this evening, I can come and claim to be leading my family well. I believe that we're all a work in progress.
Yes.
I am learning day by day. It's a journey. I have had my children, even yesterday. Yesterday, I'll give you an example. I asked my wife to take a break because our children have been falling sick, like many other children have been struggling.
About that.
So they've been in and out of hospital.
Yeah.
Now they're much better, thank God. So I told my wife to take a break. Go and spend some time with her girlfriends, as we call it, to just laugh and rejuvenate. And so I took my children, I took one of them to hospital, and I carried everybody along with them. I took them to dinner, and then I told my children, I needed to let your mother take a break. So the children told me, but Daddy, we really want to find a husband one day. I have 3 daughters. Like you, and I felt extremely challenged. See, the way you allow mommy to take a break, and you're the one here spending time with us, because we have to sit out somewhere and just talk. I ask them, how are you doing? What are your fears? What are your strengths? What do you want? How can I help you better? You know, we have those direct conversations.
Yes.
And the children told me, we want to have a husband like you. I was of course challenged.
Yes.
I kept thinking to myself, am I doing well enough?
Yes.
But if I'm doing something good, I need to continue. I think it's a journey. But to answer your question, I believe that a well-led family, the fruits will show.
Okay.
The
way they conduct themselves.
Of their children, the confidence of their children.
Yes.
Sometimes as husbands and fathers, we stifle our children.
We constrict and strangle the children.
Them. They can't even speak. I mean, one of the things that you must have faced that I am really impressed about and I have looked up to you about is just your public speaking. Your confidence, your ability to articulate yourself and be able to present and package a point. Many of our children are not able to do that right now.
They are not.
Because in their homes they have been stifled.
You see, they've been told that children should be seen, not heard.
Yes.
I think that's one of the most wicked philosophies in the parenting that I have heard in the recent times.
Exactly.
That children are supposed to be only seen and not heard.
Be quiet, be silent. But here we're saying, allow the children to come out. Let their gifts begin to come out. In the home prayer, which I call the home altar, again, we almost have no opportunity now to lead in there because the children have taken over.
That's the story of my family.
We gave them a stage. By the time we get to the family altar, which is weekly, and I hope some families do it daily, by the way. But we have a weekly organized one, even with the house manager in there. Everybody who works for us in the compound, they come and we sit as a family. Because this family order, so everybody in the home has to be part of it. And as a father, I must call and ensure this consistency. I bring them together, and while we're there, I call for testimonies and say, but tell us how your week has been. And it's a great opportunity for them to just talk. and to
Yes.
just share. And one of the things the children have taken over now, they have taken over that setting because we gave them the space.
Okay.
But it's a journey, I
It's a
must
journey,
say.
definitely.
But we shall see those fruits really
Yes.
of a well-led family through the the presentation of the children,
The presentation of the
wife.
children, the
How
presentation
confident
of
is
the
the
wife.
wife?
How confident is the wife?
Can she talk?
How confident
Yes.
are the children?
Yes.
How do they conduct themselves?
Exactly.
When a visitor comes, are they the kind of children that are always grabbing the glass of the visitor?
Yes, or the phone.
Or the phone?
Or they begin there.
They are climbing on the
Yes.
tables and the chairs.
So discipline is another area.
Discipline,
Yes.
the conduct. And then you've talked about a family with direct conversations
Yes.
with the members of the family.
Yes.
Direct conversation with the wife, direct
Yes.
conversation with the children.
Yes.
And then you've also brought in the issue of consistent family prayer time, the
Yeah.
time when the family comes together,
Yes.
and does all these kinds of spiritual disciplines.
Yes.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen who are watching us today, you realize that a family that is well led doesn't just happen. Somebody makes it happen. That is the family leader. That is the man. And we have so far seen what a family is, what leadership is, who the family leader is, and how we will know that a family is well led. We are going to take a very short break, brief break. And once we come, we will continue with this conversation and understand, when you look at a family, can you really tell that this is well led? When you look at children, can you tell that these come from a family that is led well? When you see a wife, can you tell that this wife has a good leader at home? Don't go away. Coming back in just a few minutes.
Evening prayer.
Alcohol intoxicates the mind and releases the emotions and lets down our guard.
I want to remind you that the greatest of all is God's love. That's what we need to seek for. And once we have God's love is permanent. Once it fills our heart, we're able to overflow and share this love to the others.
Have you given to the Lord even when you have the smallest coin like that widow? Jesus said, look at this widow, she has done it better than all these people because she gave all that she had.
I pray for full restoration, full resurrection, full rejuvenation of the joy of the Lord.
Welcome to Coffee Production Tips, brought to you by Uganda Coffee Development Authority. Uganda Coffee Development Authority is the government agency mandated to promote and oversee the coffee industry as a whole by developing research, facilitating coffee production and productivity, by training farmers on good agricultural practices, controlling the quality and improving the marketing of coffee for the benefit of stakeholders, planting coffee seedlings, mulching, training coffee seedlings, and stamping coffee. Farmers are encouraged to adopt good agricultural practices to get high yields, good prices, and better income from coffee. These tips are brought to you by Uganda Coffee Development Authority.
Do you have a business that you are looking to grow? Advertising with Church of Uganda Family TV is the way to go. We are located on Church House, level 13, along Kampala Road. We offer favorable rates and an extremely creative production team that will work with you to take your business to the next level. To give us a ring, call us on 0781 084215 or 0750 655232. Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Men who are you? What do you seek to achieve in your personal life? By the way, when did you become a man? And if we talked with your wife, what would she say about you? And when your children look at you, what do they see? Do you know what makes you tick? What makes you unique? What makes you basically you? Are you living a life of impact? Are you living a life of influence? Are you living a life of significance? Introducing to you the Inspired Family Leader, an interactive, provocative, and inspiring show that is going to challenge, that is going to equip, that is going to encourage men to strengthen their family leadership for national transformation. The Inspired Family Leader with Samuel A. BAKUTANA every Saturday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. East African Time, here on Church of Uganda Family TV. Live, love, and lead. Live, love, and lead. We believe in living exemplarily by God's grace. We believe in loving authentically our family members and all others around us. And we believe in leading relationally because leadership is a people business. Colin, when we took a break, we were talking about what happens when a family is being led well. The power of a well-led family. Now I want us to get it down to, if you meet somebody, can you, after you've spent maybe a minute or 2 or 5 or 10 minutes with them, can you tell that this person comes from a well-led family? If you meet a lady in a taxi, and you hear the conversations she's having with the taxi conductor as she's getting out, especially if they are going past the stage where she was stopping, can you tell this one comes from a well-led family or not? If it is a man, maybe at the bus station, maybe a man at the workplace, at break time, when the workers, when the employees are taking a cup of tea together, those conversations, can you tell this gentleman comes from a well-led family or not? If it is anywhere, how can you tell that a person comes from a well-led family?
That's a good one. I think in many ways you will tell actually, especially with the children.
Especially with the children.
Because as they grow older, there could have been many other influences that came that actually got them to conduct themselves the way they are. They may have learned the way they're doing it from school or from other society influences. But the greatest way to find out is children. Because there's been not many influences around them that demonstrate that. When you find that,
and also because they're honest. They're honest.
They are being themselves.
Children are themselves.
They're being themselves. And if you find a 30-year-old man, maybe there have been other factors apart from the family that have shaped them. But when you find a teenage boy, a 12-year-old, a 6-year-old.
My daughter is 12, so you're talking
exactly. To me. Then we now can tell whether you have been well led. I think that you can tell young, these days for instance, I'll give an example. Are the children entitled? Do they feel like sense of entitlement?
How does that look like?
They just feel like they want everything now
and done for them
and their way. So what you no longer have is leadership or a led family, but you have a child-centered family. All right? You have a child-centered family where children rule the family. What they want is what daddy and mommy do. They are running around just to make sure these children, whatever they ask for, must be received now. The children must understand the power of no. When daddy says no, or not today, children must respect that. We are living in a generation now where children don't even understand the power of no, or don't understand the meaning of no. They feel that we want it now. We want a tablet, we want internet. It's a crisis when DSTV is off. It's a crisis. I want a pizza like now, you know, and we're saying no. We're saying there's no money.
Sorry really to ask you short, can a father who doesn't know how to say no to the children produce or raise children who know the power of no?
I mean, you must be seen. You be like a father who doesn't know. He said if children.
Can a father who doesn't know how to say no to the children raise children who know the power of no?
No.
You see?
I mean, absolutely. It must be inculcated in you also that you can't be a yes father. You know, better say it. Yeah. Because then it becomes a child-centered family. Let me step it up, maybe even a step higher. Saying yes to your wife even all the time. That's a bit controversial.
It's not controversial. I always think about this gentleman in the scriptures, Joshua, in chapter 24, verse 15. Yes, 15. When he said, "As for me and my family, we shall serve the Lord." I have always asked myself, did he first go and consult with the wife?
By show of hands.
Ask the children, which God should we serve? I think they are places where the man who is a family leader stands up and makes decrees and declarations in his family that this is what we are going to do, as long as he is sure this is the right thing being done. Because you can as well stand up and make declarations in the family, but you are leading the family in the wrong way.
Exactly.
So the power of knowing,
and you must be able to say no. I think as we said. But I think knowing your place. Let me just backtrack a bit. The husband and the man knowing his place is important. He gets a direct channel from God. There's that channel that he gets from God. Then he spreads the influence to his followers. But this man must be listening to God. He must be led by the Holy Spirit. He must be led by God for him to give the right inspiration to his followers.
So a man who is not divinely led is a danger to those he leads.
I believe so. You're putting it in a very interesting way. So I think we must find our place. And maybe we'll talk about the power of prayer also. There's a power of prayer and the power of no. I think as you say, I like the power element coming in. But we must say no. So our children should not be heavily entitled. They should not be feeling self-entitled. Feel like everything surrounds and starts and ends with them. No. So a husband and a father must have the ability to say no. You must manage expectations in the home.
Managing expectations.
Yes. If there's no money, there's no money. My daughter one time told me, "But Daddy, what do you mean there's no money?" I told her there's no money. She said, "Go to the ATM."
Exactly. Got the
Put the card in there, and money comes out. And I have to explain to her how the money gets into the ATM.
Exactly.
I work. I put the money there. Sometimes there are many things that I'm doing, and money has come out, and now there's no more money in there. I cannot buy what you want on this birthday. That's what you mean. Otherwise, she felt I just go to the ATM so they feel very entitled. Another area to look out is respect. We need to teach our children respect. I think I like the idea. You are in a bus. We mentioned the elder step down, and maybe you're in the bus before the elder, and you have sat down before the elder, and then an old elderly woman walks in and is holding the pole as the bus moves. I want to see a well-raised child. Will they give up their seat for that elder? It is something we don't tell our children these days. We don't, because it's about them. Right? It's my child's seat. In fact, mothers and fathers are saying, "No, my child came here first. This is their seat." But you want to raise them up, if they are boys, as gentlemen. Because then that's the beginning of a great husband, of a great father, a great leader in the community, a transformational person. A servant will rise up for the people that he serves. Now, when you sit down and an elderly woman or an expecting mother walks into a bus, it's already a sign of a child who hasn't been well led. It is a sign of a father who reaches home in the evening and puts the legs on the table and calls the daughter to remove socks and calls the son to bring water for drinking and tells the woman to take water for bathing in the bathroom, and for him he has the remote flipping the channels, and that's all. So when you see that child in that bus disrespectful, then you know what will be happening at home. Discipline also is key. I mean, you can see discipline. I've told my children, please, and they know when I'm very annoyed and unhappy with them, by the eye contact. And it means that we shall deal with it when we get home. When we get home, we're going to deal with this matter. You cannot go to family homes and you are busy, even guests, and you are picking their phone. It's the first thing you do, all right? And then you hear the mother or the father say, these children, this is the new day, these days. Stop it. I give you an eye and I tell you that we shall deal with this today. I actually put my children down. And every child gets the canes as the number of their age. Now, when they become teenagers,
Now, that's child abuse.
yeah, I know it sounds like border zone, but I'm reminding us about the Bible and not sparing the rod.
Oh my God.
Because every time we don't try to remind them
Yes.
of their actions
Yes.
and taking responsibility of their
Yes.
actions, and that there will be consequences.
Being accountable.
There will be consequences for their actions. Then we lose our children.
That's true.
Our children must. I may even spare you at the guest where we are at the guest house.
Yeah.
I may spare you at the party. But when we get home, we're going to have a discussion.
Yeah.
We may either have a difficult discussion,
Yeah.
or there must be some discipline, some physical discipline. And I have seen that that's important. I was raised that way.
Exactly.
I was raised by a mother and a father.
Yes.
And Canon Jole, my mother,
Yes.
raised us on a sandal.
Oh.
That sandal worked miracles.
Are you saying we should also stay with sandals?
I am saying, as the Lord leads you and guides you.
But I think the principle is God's here.
Discipline.
The principle is discipline the child.
Discipline.
And I know that
Put them
disciplining the child is not only about the stick.
Yeah,
It's not about the caning.
Yes.
There could be other forms of discipline.
Yes.
It could be just have a candid conversation with your child.
Like teenagers now.
That's discipline.
I have a
it
plan.
could be denying something that is meaningful to them for maybe that evening. Hold back
Yes.
something. There are different forms of discipline, but then we often say that to run away also from the physical discipline,
Yes,
which I think is very critical to come into the equation.
So there must be a hybrid.
There has to be a hybrid.
You must work with all the tools that we have.
Oh yeah.
Another area I think that to really demonstrate a well-raised child is actually you will see that they understand the vision.
They understand the vision. Which vision?
Now for every leader, really, I think one of the facets or one of the qualities or characteristics of a great leader is you must be able to spell out the vision and clarify that vision to your followers.
Yes.
Because how will they be inspired?
Yes.
How will they follow you as a father unless they know the vision?
Unless they are looking forward to something bigger in the
There's
future.
something. We are sparing this. We can't get this now. But there's somewhere we're going.
A mental picture of the future.
And
What's the
yeah.
mental picture
Yes.
of the future of this family?
Exactly.
When we look into the future, what kind of marriage do we see
Yes.
in
Yes.
this family?
Exactly.
When we look into the future,
Yes.
what kind of children do we see?
Yeah.
When you, my children, are 30 years of age, what do we wish to see happening in your life
Exactly.
now that you're still 13 years?
I love that.
The vision
And
of
you
the
work
future.
towards those things.
Okay, together with them.
With them. And that's why fathers must learn how to paint the picture. So therefore communication is important for any great leader as a father. You must learn to communicate. You must talk to your children. You must talk to your wife. You must communicate. In marriage, we say that communication is the currency of marriage.
Say that again.
Communication is the currency of marriage.
I thought in most
You
marriages
must- yeah.
the currency is
You can have
if you don't
this
come with that
and the marriage falls apart.
Of course.
But I have seen a marriage where there's communication.
Communication is the currency of marriage.
He's painting a picture. He's saying we're not in Kololo yet, but we shall get to Kololo in 10 years.
And beyond.
I don't know if Kololo is a big deal these days,
Yeah, yeah.
but maybe
For
we shall
many
live in Nigeria.
Yes.
We shall live in Boati. We shall live in a great place one day.
Yes.
Right now we are here.
In Nyabitete.
Yeah, we're in Nyabitete right
Yes,
now. When
yes.
we are somewhere,
Yeah.
right? But we are going to move to Mbarara, and then after 5 years we'll get there. We'll get to Sanje, but don't worry.
Yes.
We'll soon get to Budo, and finally.
But at least we have a picture of where we are going.
Yes, and I see that with other communities like the Indians.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen the way the Indians lead. Their children walk with them to the shop, the duka. The children are raised by knowing school fees comes from where?
Yes.
The duka.
Yes.
How do you want to be a part of this big picture? Come and be a part of it. That is how they have generational, continuity.
Yes.
And businesses and
Through
empires.
apprenticeship and
Yes.
intentional family mentorship.
I love the word intentional. It must be intentional.
Deliberate.
Number one, you're communicating. You have painted a picture, but you're also bringing along
Yes.
these young people. You bring along your wife. You're managing expectation. This is our duka, but soon we shall have a mall. But that mall will also become a city. But let's start here. So pull them over.
And manage well what we are doing
What we
now
have.
as a family.
Come and be a part of it. Be in the center of it. Most of our African children don't participate in family businesses.
Reason?
I think it's leadership. I don't think the fathers are actually involving them.
Yeah.
I don't think the fathers are pulling them and saying, come to my ministry. I am Samuel, I'm speaking
Yes.
in a church. come along with me and see what daddy does.
Yes.
They leave the children behind.
Yes.
It's a business, they leave them behind. You want your children to look at you and see, this is how dad does it.
Yes.
This is how mom
This is
does
where
it.
ice cream comes
This is
from.
where the ice cream
Yes.
comes from. So how can I be a part of that story? So if you want to truly lead and inspire them and influence them,
Yes.
bring them, let them be at the center of it. So we can tell a child who doesn't understand the vision. We can tell a child who doesn't understand where things are going.
Yeah.
Again, by entitlement, by the way they conduct themselves. But I think, like I've mentioned, discipline is very clear. And I think, just being able to see a child and see the way they conduct themselves tells the story.
It tells a story. And I hope the story that your own family tells is a positive story. I hope that the story your own marriage tells is a positive story. I hope that the story that your own children tell is a positive story. So look at these things. Things like children should not be the ones ruling your family. Things like you should be able to manage expectations of the members of your family as a man. Things like you need to understand the vision and clarify it and communicate it well to your family. Of course, we will come to a certain point where we will talk about how do you come up with that vision. Do you just think up things from nowhere and say, my family, this is the vision?
Yeah.
Or you actually sit down together, talk about it and give guidance and so on and so forth. Things like understanding the power of no and helping your children to understand the power of no, the power of wait, the power of, okay, right, we will do it, but not today, and so on and so forth. Things like being respectful and teaching the children to be respectful, and so on and so forth. So we are going to take a break. We are going to take a break right now. And then once we come back after this break we are getting in, we will be looking at, if you are a man and you are watching right now, and you're wondering, where do you begin from? Learning how to be a good family leader. Besides watching this show every Saturday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. East African time, how else can you be able to learn these things? Where do you begin from? If you are that man that wants to become better in your leadership over your family, where do you go to? Is it reading a book? Is it going for a seminar? What is it? So let's take a break, and then when we come back, we will be getting into the last segment of the show this wonderful day. Live, love, and lead.
I was a ninja, but the ground was not ripe for being a ninja. One, it was a day school. Two, there was nobody to provoke you and you fight. But number three, what I did was to become a DJ around Kampala.
Then I said, now I know you want me to get saved, so I am going to get saved, but give me time. Can you imagine telling God, if you ask him for something, can you imagine him telling you, give me time?
Me, whenever I've gone in Chankwanza, I don't go with my wife, but I go with my God.
In the world in which I lived by then, there was no nursery school in our area. We couldn't hear about them.
May the joy of serving others be to us our true reward. Let us love indeed as brothers, as disciples of the Lord.
Men, who are you? What do you seek to achieve in your personal life? By the way, when did you become a man? And if we talked with your wife, what would she say about you? And when your children look at you, what do they see? Do you know what makes you tick? What makes you unique? What makes you basically you? Are you living a life of impact? Are you living a life of influence? Are you living a life of significance? Introducing to you the Inspired Family Leader, an interactive, provocative, and inspiring show that is going to challenge, that is going to equip, that is going to encourage men to strengthen their family leadership for national transformation. The Inspired Family Leader with Samuel A. Bakutana every Saturday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. East African Time, here on Church of Uganda Family TV. Live, love, and lead. Live, love, and lead. Living exemplarily, loving authentically, and leading relationally. The inspired family leader. As we come to the close of this show, just the next few minutes, we want to answer 2 more questions about the power of a well-led family. I want to put it to you, Colin. How can a man who is now watching start to learn how to be a good family leader? Where are the avenues for learning to be a good family leader?
Okay. I think what comes to mind right away, first of all, let me just lay it down here, because all of us are learning.
Of course.
And we're all on a journey. In fact, I must say that I have found that parenting is even a bit more complex than marriage sometimes. And that's a discussion we can have later.
Yes.
Along the way, I've discovered that leading a family is actually a new whole level, you know, in a sense. Well, we thought marriage was very complex. Now leading a family and parenting is another one. But let me talk about maybe three P's, if it's okay with you.
Yes.
The first one is the power of prayer.
Okay.
All right. I cannot go away without talking about
I see you.
Because honestly, I don't know if there's any other source of great leadership, revelation, and understanding than prayer. A great leader in a family must be a praying father. There's a power in a praying father.
Yes.
There's power in a praying parent. Let me just speak also to bring the wives.
Because the wife is a co-leader with the husband.
With you. There's power in a praying. And so we cannot negate the need for us to consult the manual, the creator,
the greatest leader
who said this is how it should be. And so I think the power of prayer, and I don't want to expound too far on that.
And you know, as you go to the second, to P number 2, I remember a gentleman called Ed Lewis Cole, who wrote a book titled Maximizing Manhood. He said a woman, a wife, a mother, can bring spirituality into the home, but it is only the man, the father, the husband, who can inject power into that spirituality. So I get what you're talking about.
You must stay connected.
P number 2.
P number 2 is the power of presence.
Presence.
I think if any father really wants to make amends and start being a great leader, which I'm also aspiring to be in a family, presence.
Being available.
We need to be present. And I can sense it. I had to leave a job in Nairobi to come back to this job.
When you were working with Oracle.
I was working with Oracle for 5-6 years.
To Uganda.
Great pay, everything is going, but I was away.
From the family.
Away from the family. And I'm raising daughters. I'm raising a young son who's 3 years old. Daddy is already shuttling away. And he's saying, I'm making money for the future. I said, it's time to come back. And I can tell you that was a major reason for me coming back. Of course, secondly, to serve the nation. But I need to come back to my family. So the power of presence. Fathers need to be present. Husbands need to be present and in the homes. It's amazing that even items won't do it. You know the things and the things that we bring to our children won't do it. But time and presence is everything.
So in other words, you're saying it's not just about your presence. Your presence.
That's powerful.
So children,
that's powerful.
Friends, children are not looking for our presence, even when they love them. They need our presence.
Powerful.
So a real family leader offers more presence than presence.
Amen.
P number 3.
The power of persistence.
Persistence.
I think we're telling fathers and husbands, be persistent.
Yes.
You will get to what you need to do. If there are goals, you'll get them.
Yes.
I think we have so many leaders and fathers who give up quickly. There are many leaders who give up on the first failure. Failure is part of that process. If you failed in your marriage, get up.
Failure is part of the process of success.
If
you don't fail enough, you won't succeed.
And you must learn from those failures also. So be persistent. And anyway, that's also a fruit of the Spirit. Anyway, just perseverance is a fruit. So the power of persistence. So I would basically say that as fathers, we really need to be prayerful fathers. We need to be present and persistent.
Awesome.
Those are some of the quickest ways of mine that I can give you.
Indeed. So now there is a man right now who is watching, who has listened to us over the last couple of minutes and says, I have been a very bad leader over my family. My wife has seen tough days because of me. My children are orphans even when I'm still alive. That man right now watching who feels like he's been a failure in the family, where is his hope?
Wow. I think it's never too late. It's never too late for any father, for any leader to turn things around. And I think we've given you the 3 P's. You know, start to pray more.
Start from prayer.
Start to be present. You know, if you've been spending time with the pool tables, with your buddies,
with soccer.
Maybe soccer. Oh, today was many games happening. Powerful games, right? But I think your children need you.
Yes.
And there's a particular age where you need to be present. Past that age, they say about 12, 13.
Yeah.
At that point, you know,
because those are formative years of a child.
You need to be present.
Yes.
And then be persistent. Don't just give up.
Yeah.
Let me just encourage a father here who's watching today. There are men in the Bible that you have been looking up to who struggled as fathers and leaders. You'd be amazed that King David, for instance, was a great leader of Israel. Maybe actually the greatest king.
Actually, Psalm 78 verse 72 says, and David led his people out of the integrity of his heart and the skillfulness of his hand. David is being talked about in those terms.
He was a great warrior.
Yes.
He was a great fighter. He was a great leader of Israel.
Yes.
But I can tell you, he wasn't a great father.
Yes.
He struggled with his children. And the Bible, we can't go deep into that. Talk about Samuel.
Yes.
A very powerful prophet who was guiding the whole society before they were even kings. He struggled in his leadership of the family.
Yes.
What about Jacob?
Yes.
Jacob,
his children.
you could see those boys by the time they even connive to literally kill or sell off his child. They wanted to kill him. Those are not well-raised children. So even Jacob wasn't the greatest leader.
Even Eli at Shiloh.
Yes.
Father of Hophni and Phinehas.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Exactly. And I think the hope is this. Jacob, towards the end, actually, it worked out right. Jacob actually died as a great father. He died in Egypt, and he was with all his children surrounding him, and they were all back together, including Joseph, who had been sold, Benjamin, who was a part of the exchange. Now they were together. So there is hope.
Yes, there is hope.
There is hope. And I want to leave you with just 4 very quickly. The things that I believe in as values.
1 minute.
There are basically 4 F's. And I want to say this very quickly. The first F is my faith.
Your faith.
First of all, my faith is very important. Find the values in your faith. The second F is family. Let family be extremely important priority for you today. And we'll see to manage how you manage your time. The third F is finances. You need to get your finances right. To be a great leader, I must say, finances must be put right. You must lead well, even the finances. The last F is friends. Who do you spend your time with? Who influences you? Where are your social assets? Where is your social capital? The friends influence the kind of leader that you become. So those are my 4 F's, and I believe that somebody here will be helped. There is hope for every husband. But Jesus is truly the answer.
Jesus is truly
the answer.
That's a song.
It is
That's a song.
It is
and you play the guitar.
I try.
I do the same. Get your guitar. Jesus is the answer. Why not?
Amen. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen who are listening to us, who are watching us from wherever you are around the world, those 3 P's are a good starting point for you as a man. Prayer, presence, and perseverance. And then the 4 F's that our brother Colin has talked about. Dealing with matters of your faith, handling your family well, putting finances into good place, and ensuring that you're not a loner, friends. And he says Jesus is the answer. As we end the program.
So, to every husband out there, God will make a way.
God will make a way.
God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side. With love and strength for each new day, He will make a way. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there is no other. Jesus is the way. And if you have some questions,
Very many questions.
in the corners of your mind, traces of discouragement and a peace you cannot find. Reflections of your past seem to face you every day. But there's one thing I do know, is that Jesus is the way. Help me sing that Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there is no other. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there is no other. Jesus is the way. I know you've got mountains, but there are things you cannot climb. Oh, I know that the sky is dark if the sun won't shine. But in case you don't know, that the word of God is true. And everything that he has promised, he will do for you. Help me sing that Jesus is the answer for the world today. Oh, above him there is no other. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there is no other. Jesus is the way. Is the way.
This is the Inspired Family Leader program every Saturday 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. East African time with Samuel A. Bakutana. See you next Saturday. Don't miss. Live, love, and lead.